Hello and welcome to another episode with the Mind Matters podcast. I'm Laura K. Ellis, and today's episode is going to be based on ways to let go and the importance of letting go of mental blocks, our negative childhood experiences, our painful experiences collected in the unconscious during childhood and actually prior to that, the third trimester in the womb, are reinforced by other emotional wounds at a later stage of life. And what happens is they build up within us as a negative emotional charge that lies in our subconscious mind, restricting our ability to experience full happiness, success, and prosperity. You see, it actually pervades life, coloring our view of everything and preventing the development of true intimacy in our relationships. As one example, the negative emotional charge can also manifest in personality traits such as pessimism, being controlling, victim mentality, overly critical, low self-esteem, the poverty complex, addictions, and so much more. You see, this stored cellular memory or memories or emotional pain body, as Eckhart Tolle puts it, is a negative energy field, and it's real. It occupies our attention, causing us to identify with pain as part of who we are. Or I should say, to identify with pain and suffering as part of who we are. But it is only the ego. It's not who you truly are. You see, our subconscious beliefs, reinforced by our conscious experiences, lead us to believe that we are our egoic minds. We, as a society, have lost touch with the original sense of who we are, or, as I refer to this as, a loss of core identity. I want you to know that this past programming causes a great conflict within us. And I'm sure you listening to this are aware, because we're not being in our authentic selves. We are not living in truth. As a result, many people try to run from the mental anguish, or the hamster on the wheel effect, as I refer to it as most often with my clients. You keep repeating the same situations, and they're not good ones, over and over and over again, or attracting the same type of individual, right, in relationship, over and over and over again. It resorts to us, the majority of us, seeking methods of sedation, i.e. Xanax or Tramadol, other antidepressants, alcohol, as methods of sedation in an attempt to escape. But if we look at this at another light, what are we really running from? We're running from past programming in our minds, not from anything outside of us, although it does appear that way. Too many people, I'm going to say it again because I see it all the time in my work, in my practice. Too many people do not know how to heal the conflict within. And so they sadly continue to live unconsciously and even manifest dis-ease. I cannot express to you how many clients I've had, especially I would say since the COVID aspect began, that come to me and, or, the initial consultation, they'll share with me that they have been in talk therapy and they have been seeking many different therapists during talk therapy, whether it be cognitive or whether it be psychotherapy or even psychiatry. And the story is always the same. And they say to me, because I said, why are you seeking out hypnotherapy? What do you know about hypnotherapy? What prompted you to call me? And the answer is almost always the same. Well, I've been in counseling for X amount of years, and although I liked, past tense perhaps, on some of the therapists I've worked with, there's still something missing. I feel like there's still a block there that I can't get past. So then my next question to them is, how long have you been in talk therapy? And the answer, generally, years. It's not necessary. What is necessary to let go and overcome these negative childhood experiences is to reach the subconscious, find out where the triggers are, the root cause, and then diffuse these old thoughts, old patterns that most often were not even your fault. They were taken in the unconscious mind at a very young age and became part of who you are. But that doesn't mean that you have to live the rest of your life that way. Okay? You can overcome the negative childhood information, letting go of the mental blocks. And I'm speaking not just from an educated standpoint to everyone listening. I am speaking to you from my own experiences. And that's how I actually got into hypnotherapy to begin with. Something surfaced within me that I couldn't identify about 13 years ago now. Of course, many life experiences we have, right? They're not all pleasant, but this time it was the near-death experience. And to make a long story short, I was suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And many of the doctors that I had been to then, and I must admit, I was in a fear-based mode, which is unusual for me because I think I'm fearless at this stage of life anyway now, in this state of awareness. However, at that time, it was compounded within me from the accident as well, which was extremely traumatic. And the doctors that I had seen wanted to give me, of course, Xanax, Zoloft, you name it, blood pressure medicine. And I know, beyond the shadow of any doubt, that these medications don't cure anyone. They never did, and they never will, and they're not created to do that. Okay? The pharmaceutical company, I'm going to step out and say something very brave, but true, is billions of dollars a year industry. And these medications aren't created to cure anyone. They can't. Okay? What does help you let go? what does help you set yourself free is going within, in the silence. And not just meditation. Meditation is basically a very good practice, absolutely, I would say, on a daily basis. It brings awareness to your thoughts. However, hypnotherapy, properly, professionally facilitated, will change the thoughts as it reaches much deeper levels of mind. So, as I said a few minutes ago, it was a hypnotherapist in that time frame that I had never experienced before, hypnotherapy, that put my PTSD, the trauma that I was experiencing that had surfaced, actually triggered from the accident, in check. And I never took the drugs that they offered me. Nor would I, but I'm just stating that I did not. I knew instinctively, intuitively, that that was not the answer to my distress. Hence what I do today. Too many people do not know how to heal the conflict within themselves. And so they sadly continue to live unconsciously and manifest disease. But, big but here, everyone, love, joy, health, and peace, abundance, can flourish once you have freed yourself from mind dominance, getting to the root cause under hypnosis, stored deeply in the subconscious mind, can and will transform your life. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions or want to learn more, visit my website. It's listed on the YouTube channel, and it's transitionsliaison.com. Again, this is Laura K. Ellis, signing off for now. Until the next one.